Hello and welcome to Inside Science. Guys, only 156 days are remaining to go for prelims. So guys, we are choosing those topics whose accuracy is very high. Because before choosing the topic, we are trying to link with previous year topic questions, especially to find out if it is going to help you out or not. So in that sense, actually in UPSC, lots of things are there to read. We can't completely read all the things. Only thing we can do, we can increase the accuracy, and with that we can solve as much questions possible. So let's start with the Pinaka Missile system. Recently, an updated version of Pinaka Missile system named Pinaka Mark II rocket was successfully flight tested from the integrated test range, that is Chandipur, Odisha. Guys, in comment box mention why Chandipur, Odisha is especially chosen for this missile test system. Pinaka is an indigenous, this is very important, multi-barrel rocket launch system which has been developed by the Defence Research and Development Organization for the Indian Army. Its weapon system has a state-of-the-art guidance kit bolstered by an advanced navigation and control system. The navigation system of the missile is aided by Indian Regional Navigation Satellite System or IRNSS. It's an artillery missile system capable of striking into enemy territory up to a range of 75 kilometers with high precision. The initial version of weapon system was called Mark I, which had a range of 40 km, and the upgraded version of Pinaka Mark II has been extended range of 70 to 80 km. That's why it was in news. The next issue is Portugal's Gandhi Citizenship Education Prize. While addressing the second meeting of the National Committee for Commemoration of the 150th birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi, the Portuguese Prime Minister Antonio Costa has announced the Gandhi Citizenship Education Prize in order to perpetuate Mahatma Gandhi's ideals in Portugal. Guys, I am mentioning one thing. 2nd October 1869 is regarded as the birth anniversary of Gandhiji. So only it is the 150th birth anniversary, that is 2019. So guys, remember it. There are lots of questions are going to be asked in this prelim or mains, so be prepared for Gandhi properly. The first edition of the prize will be dedicated to animal welfare. Antonio Costa is also known as Gandhi of Lisbon for this work along Gandhian principles. Lisbon is the capital of Portugal. So guys, in comment box mention which articles of Indian Constitution are known as Gandhian principles. Two committees to spread Gandhian ideas in 2018 and to commemorate the 150th birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi were established. First is your National Committee and second is your Executive Committee. National Committee is headed by President of India and Executive Committee headed by Prime Minister of India. This National Committee, including Vice President, Prime Minister, Chief Minister of all states, representatives from all across the political spectrum, Gandhians, thinkers and eminent persons from all walks of life are there. Along with Antonio Costa, other foreign dignitaries including Tulsi Gabbard, Desmond Tutu, Bernie Mayer, known as American Gandhian, Yoshiro Mori, former Japanese Prime Minister, Kofi Atta Annan, etc. are the members of the committee. Kofi Atta Annan was the head of this United Nations. So the next issue is 2019 pollution and health metrics in global, regional and country analysis report. From the Global Alliance of Health and Pollution provides a ranking of pollution deaths on global, regional and country levels. In 2017, pollution was responsible for 15% of all deaths globally. The report includes 3 lists on pollution-induced deaths. India is the only country that features in the top 10 in all 3 lists. India saw the most pollution deaths of about 2.3 million people. So let's see how it affects. First of all, annual premature air pollution related deaths. India ranks as second rank. In case of pollution for deaths per 1 lakh people, India is in 10th rank. Then annual premature pollution related deaths, India is 1. So it is very bad for India being in the 3 lists. So the next thing is the top 10 countries with the most pollution deaths includes both the world's largest and wealthiest nations and some of the poorer ones. Air pollution, both ambient and indoor, is one of the largest and most obvious types of pollution affecting global death. Global Alliance on Health and Pollution. It is a collaborative body made up more than 60 members and dozens of observers. Few prominent members are Pure Earth, one is a non-profit organization, Pure Earth, World Bank, UNEP, then UNIDO, that is United Nations Industrial Development Organization, Asian Development Bank, and the European Commission, the Ministries of Environment and Health of many low and middle income countries. All these organizations, please have a look on this and especially location and their functions. Its goal is to reduce death and illness caused by all forms of toxic pollution, including air, water, soil and chemical wastes, especially in low and middle income countries. Guys, a notification is like that just before 1 month of prelim exam will release all those reports and indexes in a subtle manner. Now many of the reports are getting updated, so that we can't post it now. So we'll be, please visit Insights YouTube Insight channel, you can find it out. Next issue is open market operations. So let's understand the concept first. Here is your RBI, suppose here is your market are dominated by commercial banks. So what happens, suppose there are high money, that liquidity is very high in market. So what happens, bank sells it government securities and takes all those money back to it. So suppose there are less money in the market and RBI want to induce money in the market. In that sense, RBI buys all those government securities from them and provides money to them. In that case, this is known as open market operation. So let's read it out. Open market operation is one of the quantitative tool to regulate or control the total volume of money which is employed by the central bank of a country to control the money supply in the economy. Open market operations are conducted by the RBI by way of sale or purchase of government securities to adjust money supply conditions. The central bank sells G-Secs to remove liquidity from the system and buys back government securities to infuse liquidity into the system. The operations are often conducted on a day-to-day basis in a manner that balances inflation while helping banks continue to lend. RBI carries out the open market operations through commercial banks and doesn't directly deal with the public. Remember it, doesn't directly deal with the public. The RBI uses open market operations along with other monetary policy tools such as repo rate, cash reserve ratio, statutory liquidity ratio to adjust the quantum and price of the money in the system. Guys, in comment box mention what is the exact difference between repo rate and SLR. So a question was asked in Mains 1998. Comment on the view that monetary policy in India is used more as a stabilization device rather than a development tool. Let's move to the next issue, that is Operation Twist. The Reserve Bank of India has announced that it will carry out US-style Operation Twist to bring down interest rates. RBI will conduct simultaneous purchase and sale of government securities under open market operations for 10,000 rupees crore each. It will purchase the longer term maturities, that is government bonds maturing in 2029, and simultaneously sell the shorter duration ones, that is short term bonds maturing in 2020. So guys, have a pause on it and please understand the concept and try to inculcate it. The eligible participants can bid or submit offers in electronic format on RBI's core banking solution, that is e-Kuber. Operation Twist. Operation Twist is when the central bank uses the proceeds from the sale of short-term securities to buy long-term government debt papers, leading to easing of interest rates on the long-term papers. This Operation Twist first appeared in 1961 as a way to strengthen the US dollar and stimulate cash flow into the economy. Benefits: the simultaneous purchase and sale will bring down interest on long-term loans, which can lead to increase in economic spending. The action of Operation Twist by the RBI is encouraging for the market. This step may become a driving factor for long-term economic activity and the addition of new investment stock. The next issue is CST-100 Strainer. So actually NASA, it is actually CST-100 Strainer is a space capsule of NASA which failed its first test flight. Its objective was to ferry astronauts to the International Space Station, and it was built by Boeing. Boeing is a private organization and company, you can say, in USA. Now relies on Russians. NASA has contracts with Boeing and SpaceX to build spacecraft to ferry astronauts to and from the ISS. SpaceX Crew Dragon capsule is scheduled to launch in 2020. It will be a crewless flight, and if it succeeds, SpaceX could be in a position to send astronauts into space. Guys, in comment box mention what are those other creations by SpaceX. Let's understand about International Space Station. This is a habitable artificial satellite, the single largest man-made structure in low Earth orbit. Always remember, low Earth orbit. It circles the Earth in roughly 92 minutes and completes 15.5 orbits per day. The ISS program is a joint project between 5 participating space agencies: NASA of US and Roscosmos of Russia, JAXA of Japan, or JAXA you can say, ESA of Europe, and CS of Canada. But its ownership and use has been established by intergovernmental treaties and agreements. Its first component was launched into orbit in 1998, and its development and assembly still continues. It serves as a microgravity and space environment research laboratory in which crew members conduct experiments in biology, human biology, physics, astronomy, meteorology, and other fields. It is expected to operate until 2030. So let's discuss the question which I asked in Prelims 2019. The word Denis Sauvage is sometimes mentioned in media in reference to. Options are fossils of kind of dinosaurs, an early human species, a cave system found in northeast India, and a geological period in the history of Indian subcontinent. Right answer is option B, that is an early human species. Let's move to the question which I asked in Prelim 2019 also. Among the agricultural commodities imported by India, which one of the following accounts for the highest imports in terms of value in the last 5 years? Options are spices, fresh fruits, pulses, and vegetable oils. The right answer is D, vegetable oil. So guys, remember, in prelim, if you cover prelim questions from 2014 to 2019, at least 5-6 years of question, if you master it, then obviously 15 to 20 questions there will be repetition, so it will help you out. So thank you guys, have a nice day.